And we are live and feeding back already. Fantastic.
Hello. Oh,
hey,
cool.
everybody.
What's up, everyone?
Thanks for joining us.
High quality audio.
Yep. I'm going to start. Let me start the live over here. And
Fat, awesome, 3:15, so we started in concert time.
yeah. Okay, and we're here. All right. I don't really have a way to monitor the comments right now, but we will in a little bit.
Suppose you're going to have your iPad hooked in for that.
It is over there. Actually, can you hand me my iPad, Ethan? It's right there.
I don't see it.
It's right there on top of the subwoofer.
Oh, here it is.
Yep, thank you.
Here, pass it.
I got it. All right, cool. This is so I can monitor anyone that's commenting. So,
A vague semblance of us listening.
right.
Sorry, sir.
No, you're good.
Yep.
Am I low?
There we go. Oh, cool. We're watching it in real time. Got it. All right. Mute that so I don't. There we go. Oh, cool. We're watching it.
Slap back.
That's hilarious. All right. So, just do that. All right, cool. Now I can monitor the chat. All right. So, all right, cool. So we're going on Insta Live and we're going on YouTube. This is great.
I can't see myself through Instagram.
Dual screaming.
Yeah, dual streaming. There we go.
That's okay.
Zach, can you see yourself?
No, that's fine.
So
They'll hear my
We know he knows.
sultry voice.
Yes, indeed.
we know who's here in spirit.
The
Yes.
sultriest.
How's everyone doing?
Yeah, I'm good. This is the Maiden Voyage of the BORASCAST. Yes.
I see
All
a
right.
box set of Who's Next is out right now.
Yes, it is. How can I be as not cheesy as possible?
That's
Anywho,
a nice segue.
it is a perfect segue. Anyway, so first off, for real, guys, thanks for jumping in on the first episode. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
No problem.
Happy to be here.
Yeah. So this
Happy to
is.
be anyway.
Yeah.
As Keith Richards was saying.
Exactly. So, one of the main reasons I got everybody on today, aside from the fact that, they're all my bandmates and we're all good friends and everything, we've actually been doing some shows. We played in Pawtucket last night. No, not last night. 2 nights ago. And
3 even.
was it 3?
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know when anything is anymore. And we're going to be at Midway Cafe tomorrow. So if you're in the Boston area, we're playing tomorrow night at Midway. So come check that out. You can go to my website and check out the info for that right there under tour dates. But so today, what I was thinking about for this first episode, what made me decide to do the topics we're covering today was I recently acquired this thing right here, the Who's Next 50th Anniversary box set. All of us have a lot of the same taste in music, and so I thought it was pretty cool that like a lot of our favorite legacy artists are doing 50th anniversary box sets now. So for example, these guys just, it's been over 50 years now since this album came out. And not only that, Dark Side just hit its 50th anniversary too. I don't have that box set, but...
So did The Who, Quadrophenia, and Elvis Presley via satellites.
That's right, yeah. And they didn't do, The Who hasn't done a box set on, they haven't done a box set on Quadrophenia yet, but they did just announce that they're going to be doing Atmos mixes of that.
Cool.
And I think tech support just walked in, or is about to walk in, which is great. So, but yeah, it's pretty cool seeing how, all this stuff is now starting to come full circle. So I guess my first question is, oh, cool. All right, my uncle just hopped on. Hey, Uncle Pete, what's going on? How you doing? So, yeah, and he actually just sent me a box set for another thing related to this that I'll get into in a little bit. So anyway, I've been listening to this box set, and you've been listening to it with me too.
Yeah.
Zach, have you gotten a chance to listen to this at all? If not the box, just like the new mixes and whatnot?
Not the new mixes, but obviously familiar with Who's Next.
Yeah.
And Lifehouse a little bit.
Right. Yeah, so what I thought was interesting about this, and I remember I unboxed this like when you came up for our most recent round of gigs.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember when it showed up.
Yeah, and I thought the thing that struck me with it that I thought was really cool was Steven Wilson's 5/1 mix of the record, which we listened to sitting right here. And what I thought was pretty cool, I've been listening to this album ever since I was born, basically. So I know the songs pretty well. But it was interesting, I thought, hearing all the different elements, like, in surround and being able to hear them way more clearly. Specifically, like...
Another was My Life, where the way who had the horns mixed. If I remember right, it was like the most of the band was up front, and then who had the horns in the back. Right.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, John Whistle's the expert at horn sections, and in the song "My Wife," and he did it on Athena from "It's Hard," which is something else.
Oh yeah.
I'm just saying he's gonna be an expert at horn sections.
Well, yeah. I mean,
I think who make like most of the horn arrangements in general.
Oh, pretty much every horn arrangement you hear on their records is him just multi-tracking himself. Even on Quadrophenia as well, a lot of the horns, the horns that you hear on there are him, and any string stuff that's Pete doing it on a synthesizer. But yeah, I thought that was cool too. You're hearing the whole band in the front, but the horns are in back. And then, the big thing that people notice about this record, or that people know from this record, are, Bob O'Reilly and Won't Get Fooled. And what I thought was really cool about this was how tech support just walked in. How you doing? Cool. So what I thought was really cool was the way you heard the synthesizer parts surrounding you. Like, you actually really felt you were inside of it. And I don't know if Steven Wilson added this or it's just my ears didn't catch on to it initially. It seemed like there's a little bit more extra verb on the synth parts when you hear it in surround.
I'd almost have to outdo the two.
Yeah.
Who might have put a little extra verb. It could also be, since it's in surround sound, you're hearing the reverb differently.
Right.
You could hear, so it could be the fact of, because if I remember it, the keyboard part was up in the front.
Yes.
And remember, Bob O'Reilly's an organ, not a synthesizer.
Right, I understand that.
But I remember.
Did you know Joe plays keys in the band?
Yeah, exactly.
Up front, and then with the more reverb, you could be hearing some of the decay coming from the back.
That could be that too. Yeah.
It could be. We'd have to sit down and outdo the two.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's for another time. But I guess what was also cool about this one was not only the surround mixes, but also, like, if you think about so much of the stuff that surrounded the making of this album and Lifehouse, was how the way they tried out songs was they were doing concerts at the Young Vic Theater, playing to a live audience, which was also where Pete was trying to bring to life the actual Lifehouse concept, if you will. He was trying to actually implement it in real life to a degree, or at least see if he could. And so you finally get to hear those Young Vic performances on here. You also have the Lifehouse demos, which have existed before, but now you get another crack at listening to them. But I think another thing that's really a really huge thing for this is the graphic novelization of Lifehouse, because the thing with Lifehouse was the reason it never happened in the first place was because nobody understood what he was talking about. And I do feel though that, like, if back in the day they had done this graphic novelization of it, that maybe that album would have happened.
It's interesting, this is kind of random, but seeing this, Zach, help me out. Maybe
Are you about to say Dark Side of the Moon or something? Or
what?
Were you about to pull a Dark Side of the Moon
No.
thing? Oh.
The way it swoops down almost reminds me of, like, the old Atari logo.
Oh yeah, it does.
Which is interesting because this is
Yeah.
Probably
early 70s.
a similar timeline.
Well, if I remember Atari was in arcades, so
Yeah, right.
they could have gotten it from there, and I think the 2600 was like late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah.
But
right.
I don't know, just the themes that are touched on or at least the original concepts Pete had,
Yeah.
seeing this kind of had a very similarity to that.
Yeah. No, that is kind of cool.
It's something I just noticed it now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool. And I haven't had a chance to read through the graphic novel yet, but I already sort of know how the Lifehouse story goes because I've been reading about it for years now. But I thought what was cool, I just thought it was cool that this was finally included, and of course all the other tchotchke that they put in here, all the different types of all the different memorabilia. Again, you get the Young Vic performances in here. You've got the New York sessions, which they did initially before re-recording it. I don't know if those have been released prior, but it was cool to hear those. It was cool to hear those and hear how they're different. Yeah. But so it's kind of cool just seeing how so many of our legacy artists are now hitting that big number and doing these big box sets. I'm excited to see what happens next.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys, I've been yapping about this for the past 35 minutes. What do you guys think? You got anything to add?
Well, only like 10. Not even 10, actually, I think. We started around 3:15, 3:25.
I wonder what's inside the novel book that Pete Townsend wrote in there that nobody could understand, so in order for him to make it clear, I wonder what's in that novel book.
Well, for one thing, because it's a graphic novel, it's like, if I'm not mistaken, wait, no, that's the other coffee table book. If you look at it, there's a whole, it's like a comic book,
Awesome, I don't have to read. Awesome, no reading.
Yeah, no, exactly.
All right, I'm in. It's got pictures that I can understand that.
It's not like no pictures, just the way I like it. So,
it's actually funny. This is kind of a sidebar, but
This is cool.
I see there's another one in here.
Yeah.
I'm pulling it out.
what's that, Zach?
The first person who I think at the time my girlfriend, now my wife, was telling me that Lord of the Rings, iconic, whatever, but boring as hell. And I agreed, and I tried The Hobbit, I tried Lord of the Rings, and I was just like, yeah, I can't do it. Too many, I don't need to hear the description about the 143rd leaf on the second tree.
Exactly.
But I did find a graphic novel of The Hobbit, and I ate that shit up, and I read it in 2 days, and I read it in a couple hours, and I was like, this is actually sick. Because, point of all that is saying, graphic novels, pictures, just makes everything more digestible.
Yeah, I agree. No, and especially if you're dealing with a really heavy concept of some sort, like this is. This kind of concept that he's talking about now isn't as, it's not as out there today, but back in '71, it was a very, very out there concept. And it makes sense that only he was able to get it. But yeah, if he had done this back then, this would have just made things a lot more clear, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's interesting, I tried reading the original, Hobbit as well, and I was just like, there's too much going on in here.
The mistake I made with Lord of the Rings was I saw clip. I remember going up to a high school field trip, and on the bus ride they put on, unbeknownst to me, the third movie.
Yeah.
So that's the first major problem.
Yeah.
So I had no idea what's going on. And I remember thinking, and it was the director's cut too.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember thinking, okay, that's a cool movie. Oh, still going? Oh, still going? Wow, I've listened to 4 albums, and this is still going?
That's hilarious.
That's not, whenever I think Lord of the Rings, unfortunately, that's my first thought is, oh yeah, the movies that don't end.
Yes, the movies with 23 endings, even though there's only 3 movies.
Exactly.
Yeah, but, oh man, it's like an open world RPG.
Yeah, that reminds me of when Watchmen came out in what was that, 07, 08?
I don't know, I never saw it.
Yeah, there was, I'm reading comments. Yeah, no, I remember when Watchmen, the movie came out. I didn't see it in theaters, but I saw I saw it on DVD afterwards. That dates it right there. I saw it on DVD when that came out, but then I remember there was 3 or 4 different re-releases with more and more and more and more footage. But that's because, like, you know, Watchmen was originally, again, a graphic novel series, so there's only so much they could fit into a 2.5-hour movie.
It's like the issue of anything where you're taking something from one medium and then putting it into another. Like with a book, you can put so much detail
Right.
in a book, but you can't make a movie where you show every leaf
Right.
Yeah.
on a tree.
Exactly.
So that, and then if you look to adapt any book, if you look to adapt any book to a movie, and have it be like word for word to the book, the movie would be like 5 hours long.
Yeah. No, that's very true. But yeah, I have no way of monitoring the Instagram chat because there's people.
There's no dedicated iPad app for that.
There should be.
No, there still isn't.
That's hilarious.
Can you start working for Instagram and fix that, please?
Yes.
Thank you. If you could just get on that right now, that'd be awesome.
Yeah,
Because
sure.
it's all the way over there, and I can't read that.
That would.
Oh, you can't?
No, I can't read that from here.
No, I can't either.
Yeah. I don't have laser vision. But anyway.
Well, go get it.
Well, if somebody could invent it, that would be awesome.
They don't have laser vision, but they have laser eye vision, you know. Surgery.
Tech support's going over to read and stand in front of the camera, and then anything interesting?
Please enjoy.
There's a lot of people joining.
Oh, cool, awesome.
Please enjoy this close up
You also have a
of an
comment.
older man.
You also have a comment.
Oh, all right. Can you do me a favor? Can you hand me your phone, and then I'll just go onto my page and view it from there.
But you don't have you don't have a Facebook page.
No, not that. I meant from Instagram.
All right.
Thanks for your patience, everyone. This is the Maiden Voyage.
We always have the finest planning
Here.
on the spot.
Yeah, but you know what? It's all good.
Hey, it's
all
live.
good.
It's
All
live.
right, cool.
TV.
Now I can look at. Now I can see what everyone's saying.
See this now. You understand one of the reasons why, when people make computer setups, why they have like 3 or 4 monitors.
Yeah.
Because they'll have like OBS open on one, a DAW node or something that's taking all the audio in another, and then like several chat rooms
Yeah.
open. So now you know one of the reasons if you see those like crazy desk setups and you're like, holy crap, why do they need like 5 2Ds? That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm just looking at some of the YouTube comments now. Yeah, I agree. It's not too shabby that like Pete had to settle, quote unquote, for doing Who's Next rather than Lifehouse, which is not too shabby at all.
No.
And you could make, like anything else, it's.
Oh, this thing's greasy already. It's brand new.
Maybe we're greasy and that's from us touching it.
Do. Okay, no.
Anyway, well, I was going somewhere with that, and I lost my train of thought. So
That's a great album, by
okay.
the way. Speaking of,
First
Yeah.
episode, working out the kinks, Joe. It's okay.
yeah. You said train of thought. Speaking of, this is kind of off topic, but I do want to touch on this. Well,
The return of Mike Portnoy.
yeah.
in the
Oh
theater.
yeah, I heard Mike Portnoy got back.
Literally
to the
everyone-
I mean, I thought he was not gonna.
everyone that I've told, like at the music school I work at in Jersey,
Yeah.
Pinelands, I was telling one of the guys I work with yesterday, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I saw it." Like literally. YouTube getting frozen.
Let me mute myself.
I feel like that happens a lot with a lot of people that stream on YouTube.
Yeah.
Who's feeding?
Not me.
Somebody. Talk, Ethan?
Hello. Hello. Are you there?
Are
you there?
Now I'm hearing it's back.
Yeah, are you there?
Yeah, all right. Let me go back on the. Here.
I would log back in. Like I said, first episode, working out the kinks.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when you go back and watch the first episode of like South Park and you're like, wow, this looks terrible. But it's iconic, so
Okay.
Honestly, you can do that with even any.
anything.
Now I'm a little more like,
Animated.
yeah.
All right. Well,
I mean, that was like when, yeah, I. Oh, look, now the camera
first thing I think of is like Dave Grohl's death metal album that came out last year or the year before, whatever. It was actually
yeah.
like really freaking good. And I was like, you know what? I don't even care that it's Dave Grohl. But Max is working on some stuff over there.
Yeah, just keep entertaining the people
Yeah,
on
I was
Instagram.
gonna say it's working on Instagram if you want to
Yeah,
tell the YouTube folks to